Believe it or not, some of the longest wars in history lasted for centuries, and you won't believe the reasons behind them. Wars have shaped the course of human history, leaving behind legacies of destruction, power shifts, and societal transformation. 1. The 100 Years' War, 1337 to 1453. The 100 Years' War, despite its name, spanned over a century. This epic conflict was fought between England and France over territorial claims and the right to the French throne. Sparked by the death of the French King Charles IV, who left no direct heir, it led to a power struggle between the English and French royal houses. The war was characterized by sporadic fighting, with long periods of truce and diplomacy. What made this war especially prolonged was not just the military campaigns, but the complex web of alliances, treaties, and economic factors that fueled it. The English enjoyed early successes thanks to their use of the longbow and decisive victories like the Battle of Agincourt. However, the French eventually turned the tide, bolstered by iconic figures like Joan of Arc. By the war's end in 1453, the French had regained most of the territory lost to England, leaving a long-lasting impact on both nations in shaping the boundaries of modern Europe. 2. The 30 Years' War, 1618 to 1648. The 30 Years' War was one of the most devastating conflicts in European history, tearing apart the Holy Roman Empire and involving virtually every major European power of the time. What started as a religious conflict between Protestant and Catholic states within the empire quickly spiraled into a broader geopolitical struggle. The war saw shifting alliances, with Protestant and Catholic forces often changing sides for political advantage rather than religious unity. Entire regions were decimated, populations displaced, and economies shattered. The war ended in 1648 with the Peace of Westphalia, which not only redrew the political map of Europe, but also laid the groundwork for modern notions of state sovereignty. However, the war's legacy lived on in the deep social and economic scars left across the continent. 3. The 80 Years' War, 1568 to 1648. The 80 Years' War was the prolonged struggle of the Dutch provinces to gain independence from Spanish rule. Beginning in 1568, this conflict was as much about religious freedom as it was about political autonomy. The Protestant Dutch fought against the Catholic Spanish monarchy, which was determined to maintain control over the economically vital and strategically important Low Countries. The war saw many brutal sieges and battles, but it also featured a significant naval aspect, as the Dutch employed their maritime strength to cut off Spanish supplies. The war finally ended in 1648 with the Treaty of Münster, part of the larger Peace of Westphalia. The treaty granted the Dutch independence, solidifying the Dutch Republic as a major European power and marking the decline of Spanish dominance. 4. The Reconquista, 718 to 1492. The Reconquista was an extraordinary campaign that spanned nearly 800 years, making it one of the longest military conflicts in history. Beginning in the early 8th century, Christian kingdoms in the Iberian Peninsula launched a prolonged effort to reclaim territory that had been conquered by Muslim Moors. This struggle was not a continuous battle, but a series of campaigns and battles interspersed with periods of peace and coexistence. The Reconquista saw various Christian and Muslim rulers allying with one another at different points, adding to its complexity. The conflict culminated in 1492 with the fall of Granada, the last Muslim stronghold in Spain, to the Catholic monarchs Ferdinand and Isabella. The Reconquista's conclusion also coincided with the Spanish Inquisition and the subsequent forced conversion or expulsion of Jews and Muslims, leaving a lasting mark on Spain's cultural and religious identity. 5. The Anglo-French Wars, 1066 to 1815. While not a single war, the series of conflicts between England and France over the course of nearly 750 years represents one of the most enduring rivalries in history. These wars, often stemming from territorial disputes, dynastic claims, and shifting alliances, include famous conflicts like the Norman Conquest, 1066, the 100 Years' War, 1337 to 1453, and the Napoleonic Wars, 1803 to 1815. Each war brought about significant changes in European politics and influenced the rise and fall of empires. The final chapter of this centuries-long rivalry culminated with the defeat of Napoleon at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815, effectively ending France's ambitions of European domination and establishing Britain as the preeminent global power. This rivalry fundamentally shaped both nations and had a profound impact on global geopolitics. These wars, some of which span centuries, highlight the incredible lengths to which nations and empires have gone in pursuit of power, territory, and ideology. From the medieval battlefield to the diplomatic negotiations of the modern era, prolonged conflicts have shaped our world in ways that still resonate today. While the human cost of these wars was immense, their legacy is etched into the political, cultural, and geographical landscape of the modern world. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into history's most compelling events.